Thinking about becoming a doula? Amazing. But here's what I wish someone had told me when I was just getting started. My name is Dakota Smith. I've built an online birth biz, supported 300 plus families, and now dedicate my time to mentoring doulas across the world. In this video, I'm giving you 5 hard truths that I wish I knew before becoming a doula, plus a free roadmap that you can find in the description below to help you hit your first $5,000 month as a doula online. When I first started out as a doula, I was active duty in the military with 2 babies, both under 2 years old. I didn't have the flexibility to be on call, I couldn't show up at 3 a.m. births, and I did not have thousands of dollars to pour into trainings, props, and doula bags. So that is why I instead went virtual. I created a birth coaching program and I opted to support women online instead. And I began showing up as a guide, without ever even having to step foot inside of a hospital. And these results were powerful. You do not need to be on call or even in person to make a tangible impact. It can be even more powerful to educate mom and empower her to advocate for herself in labor instead of showing up and being that for her. I love the saying, if you give a man a fish, or a woman in this sense, she'll eat for a day. However, if you teach them to fish, they'll eat for life. Taking control of your pregnancy and birth via education and knowledge is more empowering than anything that one doula can do for you. You don't need a certification to get started or even be legit. What you do need is clarity, intention, and the heart to serve. If you know who to serve and how you want to serve them, and you have the passion to serve them in the first place, you're going to be an amazing doula. My next point might be a bit controversial, and it's that the support you offer virtually, emotionally, and energetically can be just as transformational as in-person work, sometimes even more. And this goes back to my previous point of self-empowerment via education and the power of knowledge. For example, one particular client of mine who I coached virtually was dealing with fear-mongering from her providers around RH incompatibility. While working together, she was able to ask the right questions, use her intuition, and successfully advocate for herself. This led to immense trust in herself, and as a result has led her to taking full control of her birth by having her wishes abided by. If you have a computer or even just a smartphone, connection to the internet, and the drive to serve, then you have everything that you need to start. Your presence online, your message, your offers, your voice is your most powerful tool, so use it. So let's say that you have everything that I just stated. You have a device, you're connected to the internet, you have the heart to start. Now, how do you even begin to find your first clients? My first few clients came strictly from word of mouth. After my own home birth, I started supporting moms in the way that I was supported. During that time, I started learning everything that there was to know about pregnancy and birth, and I would not shut up about it. Every conversation that I had with coworkers, family, friends, somehow turned into a hip pocket class about pregnancy or birth, specifically unmedicated birth. At the time, I hadn't even considered being a doula as an option. I just knew I wanted to help other women become as competent and educated as I was for the birth. It wasn't about the image or even making money. The sheer passion for the topic did not allow me to keep it to myself. I started helping and educating every pregnant woman I knew in the hopes that my help would make a positive impact on their birth experience. Soon after, my friends and their friends heard about what I was doing, and somewhere along the way, I was brought up as a doula and eventually reached out to. And I was able to land my very first client, virtually. I didn't even have a website yet, I didn't have any equipment, I had less than 100 followers on Instagram, and I wasn't even certified. But I was still able to bag my first paying client thanks to the goodwill and word of mouth I had generated through my passion for labor and birth. You likely already know someone who's pregnant, or someone who knows someone who is pregnant. Reach out to these people first. The low-hanging fruit is the easiest to gather, so gather them first. And remember that pregnant women are far more likely to hire someone that they know and people that they trust and feel safe around before hiring someone that they don't know. So if you know someone who is pregnant, take the initiative and simply just ask them if they already have a doula. Showing up with genuine curiosity and service goes further than any business card. There have been several clients who I have willingly serviced for free solely for the goodwill and the experience to better myself and hone my skills. It's great every now and then to take on free clients, as this is a great way to get your name out there and to build authority in your field. As a rule of thumb, I like to say give, then ask when balancing out your give to ask ratio. Building trust, especially amongst pregnant women, is extremely important and will lead to more clients down the road. This also helps in alleviating imposter syndrome, which I have found many doulas tend to suffer with. Approaching doulaship with passion, curiosity, and the will to serve will pay dividends along the way. I cannot stress this enough. So you don't need reach, you need connection. But I'll be honest, not everyone in the birth world is welcoming, which leads me to my next point. I remember joining my first doula Facebook group thinking this is going to be my sisterhood. But within a week, I felt judged, shut out, and I felt like I had to prove myself. One important thing to consider is just like any profession, not all doulas will be supportive. Some will see you as competition. But here's the thing, there is enough slices of the pie to go around. There are way more pregnant women in your city than you may even realize. And this is especially true if you decide to take your services virtual. Right now, there's probably a couple hundred or even a couple thousand women who just found out they were pregnant. And guess what? They all need a doula. However, not all of them might even know that doula support is an option. Estimates indicate that around 80 to 90% of women in the US don't even hire a doula in the first place. Various factors contribute to this, including awareness, financial considerations, and cultural norms. This is why being vocal and proactive in your pursuit is crucial. Don't just wait for clients to come to you, take the initiative. Another great point to bring up is the fact that there are many different types of doulas. There are prenatal doulas, birth doulas, and postpartum doulas. So there is enough doula work to go around. Start by sharing informative content on social media about the benefits of hiring a doula. You can host workshops or free community events to educate expecting families and collaborate with other birth professionals to create a network of resources that couples can access. Engaging in conversations with local maternity groups, prenatal classes, and even online forums will help you to become a familiar face in the birth community. If that sounds overly ambitious, remember that simply just sharing your unique journey and your perspective can resonate with someone out there. So don't let competition discourage you. Turn it into an opportunity to connect, educate, and inspire. And don't take competition personally. Stick to your guns, share your controversial opinions, and the right people will celebrate you. The rest of them, they are not your audience. Now let's talk about something even more personal, clients. Because not every client is your client. There was one consult early in my career when I sensed within the first 5 minutes that it wasn't a match. But, ignoring my intuition, I proceeded with the session. Those appointments became emotionally draining, and it wasn't until later that I learned a crucial lesson. If your nervous system is telling you no, listen to it. So to kick things off, you should know that you are 100% allowed to say no to someone if it does not feel aligned. What's even worse than having no clients is having the wrong ones. Don't jump at every client who comes your way. And if you wake up dreading the workday ahead because you don't resonate with the clients that you're serving, it will lead to burnout and dissatisfaction, which will impact both your mental health and the quality of care that you provide. Instead, focus on finding clients who align with your values and mission as a doula. Trust your gut instincts, as this is crucial in guiding you towards the clients who will appreciate your unique gifts and skills. Be selective, be patient. When you work with clients who feel like a good match, you'll find greater joy and fulfillment in your work, ultimately leading to not only a more impactful and rewarding doula experience, but in greater testimonials and success stories that you can use to get your next clients. What I personally did was I sat down and took the time to reflect on my ideal client profile and how I could best serve her. I set clear boundaries and was extremely quick to refer clients to someone else if they're not the right fit. Remember, when in doubt, refer out. But even with the right clients, you're walking into a system that doesn't always support them. And that's the next thing that I wish I'd known. During one of my very first hospital births, I was absolutely shocked to see just how blatantly dismissive the hospital staff was to the mother who was clearly struggling. They ignored her complaints and even overlooked the birth plan that she had meticulously thought out. That exact experience completely opened my eyes to the fact that being a doula isn't just about offering support. It's also about standing up for our clients and being aware of the bigger issues at play. Medical trauma is real and often racialized. Medical trauma is a significant concern, especially for women of color and other marginalized communities who may find that their pain and experiences are often overlooked. Understanding this reality is crucial for doulas because it empowers us to advocate for our clients when they need it the most. And building on that, your lived experience follows you into birth spaces, so heal as you grow. It's important to recognize how your own life experiences can shape how you navigate in this profession. Everyone has their own history, their own perspectives, and their own way of connecting with clients. Taking the time to reflect on and heal from your own experiences will help you create a more supportive environment for those that we serve. So while stepping into a flawed system can feel daunting, remember that the work you do is meaningful. Stay grounded in your purpose, be aware of the challenges that exist, and prioritize your own healing. By doing this, not only will you strengthen yourself, but you'll also be able to better serve and empower the families that you support. Embrace your role as both a caregiver and as an advocate. If you're feeling both called and overwhelmed right now, I see you. That's why I created a free roadmap to help you get started without the guesswork. If you want to hit your first $5,000 month online as a doula, click the link in the description below to grab your free virtual Doula Launch Roadmap. It's a step-by-step guide that takes you through exactly what you need to do to build and scale your doula business from the ground up, virtually. It's something I created for all the doulas out there who are struggling to start or just want guidance on what to do next to advance your business to the next level. It's something I really wish I had when I first started out. If you like this video and want to see more like this, comment below and let me know what else you'd like me to talk about, or let me know what struggles you've been facing so far as a doula. Thanks for watching. Bye.